Zombie apocalypse.
What is up, guys and gals? Space Unicorn here, bringing you some hot frag action. So today we are doing Q&A with myself and whatever questions you guys posted. Unfortunately, I had to do the cutoff, so the cutoff was 7 o'clock Eastern time. Whoever's still here, we're gonna answer your questions. So strap in, buckle up, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the video as we answer the questions you guys wanted answered. Remember, this is really kind of an open door, so I think this will be fun to kind of interact with you guys, and maybe we'll do this again in the future. So here we go. If somehow, Space, you made it the far, you got the chance to have your own Fragger, thanks to OBB, release would be. Honestly, so I do have my own Fragger. It's Queen Unicorn. Honestly, though, if I were to design a character for Frag, it would probably be something along the lines of a high skill character with like a Roadhog ability. I don't know if anybody's ever played Overwatch, but Roadhog has like a hook, and I think that's like the coolest thing ever. So I think that throwing the hook, pulling the enemies closer would be fun. I know Hannibal kind of does it, but I think like a Roadhog style character would be even better. Next question. From Kanye East, top 5 cards you want to buff. I wanted to, that's actually pretty simple. The cards I would like to buff are Dan, because Dan needs a change, Snow, Avalanche, Longshot, and probably Vlad. Those were the ones that I would buff. Those are the ones I feel that need it the most, to be honest. But anyways, that's a good question. Thank you for coming, Kanye East. I know I have a lot of questions from you. And yeah, so let's roll into our next question, shall we? Is Ronan Good from Sam Vadviel? Yeah, Ronan right now has a glitch where he is slash dashing automatically. It used to be that you'd have to do this manually. Now he does it automatically, and it's incredibly frustrating for anybody who's facing him, because essentially he can almost one-shot you if he's high enough level, thus making him incredibly frustrating for most players in Frag. With that being said, it is a good card, and I understand why people are using it, because any card that's glitched gets used a lot. That just seems to be the Frag way. Next question. Another one from Kanye. His thoughts on Genghis. Honestly, I like that card. The thing with that card is most people don't understand how the projectile works, but if you can truly master the Genghis projectile, you'll find that the amount of damage that you do is actually really, really good. And he also, the burn off is pretty crazy. He also being able to hit towers from the other side, from your side of the field, because of his ultimate ability. It's actually kind of fun. I used to do it called bowling with Genghis. It was a lot of fun, and it's something that was enjoyable. And man, and you could really rack it up if you knew how to do it. Next question. What are your plans when you get big on YouTube? From Terrence Blabrowski. Honestly, I would love to be able to meet some of you guys. That would be super cool. To be able to go around and meet you guys and do things like giveaways, tournaments, and go to things like TwitchCon and all that fun stuff. I think that would be amazing for the opportunity to do that. But I am very, very happy with my 5,000 subs. I think that is incredible, and but we are looking to keep growing. Let's try to hit 7K by the end of the year. I think that would be incredible. Next question. Anzo H, hi Space, what do you think makes FRAG Pro Shooter more interesting than you? What new features would you add? To make FRAG Pro Shooter, there's two things that I would do. First thing I would do is I would add a capture the flag mode. I think this is something that FRAG would benefit from, and I think the AI would actually play pretty decently for capture the flag in their current state. The second thing I would like to do is I would like to see them kind of experiment with like 5v5. That would really improve this game for me, and I also would like spectator mode, but that's on a side note. You guys know how we do that. Let's roll into our next question. Thank you for your question, by the way. Space, out of all the rarities, favorite Fragger in each rarity. Favorite common is Queen Unicorn. Slightly biased, not going to say why. Favorite rare cards actually tricky, because I actually prefer Jet over all the other rare cards, even though Blot is so much better. Favorite epic card. This is actually going to be Lucha Boy, because he's been around forever. Lucha's the man. And my favorite legendary is Crystal. It's actually really hard because the rares, like, I really love Desper, but Jet's kind of the card that started me off on Frag. Great question. Let's move on to the next one. This question coming from Priyanshi Varel. Do you ever get paid by FRAG Pro Shooters? I'm just curious. No, I do not. I do frag videos because I enjoy it. I'm not even part of technically the frag partner program. I tried to enter into it, but they were doing a rework, and as far as I know, the rework is still going on for the partner program. So no, I am not. Maybe someday, it'd be cool. But honestly, I'm just happy doing what I'm doing right now. Get him. Get him. Sorry, this is a voiceover, guys, in case you couldn't tell. Get him. Alright, cool. Next question from Jiren Bijou. Did you ever meet the kitty in real life? No, I have not, Jiren, but he's one of those people that I would actually like to meet in real life. There's a few people that I've met in Frag that I would really like to meet. I'd love to meet Captain America before he goes to Canada. I mean, not Canada, Alaska. I'd love to meet Frag X in person. I'd like to meet the kitty, and I'd like to meet Flag. Those are some people. Oh, and Southwest. Can't forget Southwest, the man, the myth, the legend. Those are the people I'd really like to meet in Flag. Thank you for your question, and let's move into the next one. From Krishna, who is the top 5 epic cards? That's actually really tough because top 5 epic cards is kind of a very, very tricky question. There's a lot of really good cards, you know. I would tell you Ronan, Medusa, Lucha, obviously. Those are the ones that are easy. And then you got some oddball cards like Quarterback that I really enjoy. So it's just one of those weird situations, you know. But those are the ones I would pick, you know. You know what I mean, jelly bean. All right, let's move into the next question. Thank you for your question. From Kanye Eastham, what are the most fun frag cards in your opinion? Most fun? That is a good question. So I really like cards that have a high ceiling but feel good to play. Slightly biased again with Queen Unicorn, but Desperados, one of my all-time favorites. Von Doom, another fun card. Big Paku, Pocahunter. Nothing feels quite like a Pocahunter headshot. I'm just gonna throw that out there for all y'all. And I'm gonna have to actually say I enjoy playing Snow. Little shout out for my boy. Next question, thank you. From Kelly Eyes Space, do you think needs a nerf? Who do you think needs a nerf in Frag? There's 3 cards that I really want to see nerfed. I want to see Cypher nerfed, I want to see Blot nerfed, and I want to see BB nerfed. How I would nerf them is actually pretty simple. Cypher needs a reduction in radius to his ultimate ability and a duration. That was how I would nerf him. Blot needs to have the invincibility removed from his stinking oil slick. That's pretty easy. And Hannibal's a tricky one. Something with his ability to pull characters in needs to be reduced. Next question. From Anzo H. Hey Space, what do you think that makes FRAG Pro Shooter more interesting than you now with new features? And also, are you getting married? What makes FRAG Pro Shooter interesting to me, honestly, is the fact that I've kind of seen the game grow up. I've seen the community grow up around the game, which is really, really cool. And it's something that this is really the first game I got to experience that with. And that is very, very unique. And yes, I am hoping to get married next year to my better half. Thank you for your question. Let's move on to the next one. From Kanye East, favorite soccer team. So Kanye East, I don't really watch soccer. I watched FIFA, the World Cup, just because it was like the event. But to me personally, I can't watch soccer. I don't mind playing it. Playing it's fun, but watching it's just kind of stale to me. I don't understand what's going on, which is part of it. That's just kind of the way things add up sometimes. But obviously, I'm a United States fan for FIFA, so slightly biased, you know, slightly. Thank you for your question. Do a house tour from Gian. I can't do that, Gian. There's certain things that I won't show on stream, and that's one of them. I don't mind showing you the pets, but yeah, that's something. Maybe like at 1 million subscribers. Maybe. But thank you for your question. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's just one of those things where I don't really feel comfortable with that just yet. Maybe someday I will. But for now, I'm gonna have to pass on that one. Thank you though. Favorite fast food. So Kanye East's question. I really don't have a favorite fast food. If you were to ask me where I was younger, I would tell you Wendy's because of the Frosties. Now, really, the only fast food I've had recently was Chick-fil-A. I'm on my diet right now, and I'm working really hard on that. And I'm getting to the point now where I can't really eat a lot of fast foods because fast foods don't make me feel good. and my body rejects them, which is a good thing but a bad thing at the same time, because you know sometimes it's nice to have a Frosty or a milkshake. Thank you for your question. What games are you now playing from Thanos? Right now, so mobile games, pretty simple. It's Frag, Call of Duty Mobile, Badlanders, and Onshinko Impact. As far as console games go, I'm still playing Overwatch. About to start playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I think you guys will like that. And PC games, it's Overwatch and The Isle. I love dinosaur games. I also love Ark, by the way. Ark is one of my favorite games of all time. But thank you for your question, Thanos, and let's get into the next one. What is your favorite chips? I don't really have a favorite anymore, Kanye East. The first time, if you would ask me this like a few years ago, I would tell you Doritos. I love Doritos. Cool Ranch, spicy, sweet and sour, didn't matter. Doritos. Now it's kind of at the point where, you know, chips are nice, but I don't need them. Some simple tortilla chip is perfect. I don't really care for potato chips. I think they're too greasy. I think that's why I don't like them. That's just my personal opinion. Anyways, thank you for your question. Let's move on to the next one. Top 5 skins in the game for individual characters. I know you love the Neo skins, but favorite skins for individual characters. Galaxy Limited skin, Queen Unicorn, obviously. I love the Halloween skin for Blot. That is a really cool skin. The Halloween skin for Miss Bunny is also really cool. The Paku, the Malaysian skin for Paku, I forget what it's called. That one's great as well, and I love the Irish one for Alucha. Those would be my top 5 personally. But good question. Let's move in to the next question, shall we? From Caleb Isaac, Space, what is your favorite map? This is going to actually sound funny. I am one of those people that loved Waterfall. I thought Waterfall was a really good map. The AI was a bit too stupid for it, but the map was really, really good. I loved the fact that you had 7 channels. I thought that was cool. It was a nice twist from the 3-channel gameplay that we normally do with Frag, which is why Frag seems so easy in prediction for opponents, is because 3 channels is extremely easy to predict and move. That's why I like the 7 channels. Great question, Caleb. Next question. Thoughts on quarterback from Kanye East. Quarterback is underrated. People don't understand quarterback's primary fire, which is why they don't run him. But the ultimate ability for quarterback allows you to cover a lot of ground very, very quickly, and he is extremely tanky. And this is something that kind of never really goes out. Tanky cards, especially a tanky card that can move like quarterback, isn't appreciated enough, because that's a card that can really throw a monkey wrench into people's plans with that ridiculous movement potential. Thank you. That was a great question. Let's move into the next one. Jiren the Blue. Space, what is your real name? Please say now. I can't do that, Jiren. As I told you, 10,000 subscribers and we'll talk about it. Yeah, 10K, we'll talk about it. Other than that, my name is Space Unicorn. Oh, man, you keep trying, though. I'll give you credit. Persistence is incredible. Get him. I love the persistence. The persistence is really, really good, man. GG's. So let's move into the next question. Thank you for your question. Link your other channel in the description, QnA. Maybe Kanye East. As you guys know, I guess technically it's a spoiler, I am working on launching a second channel. It's going to be for hunting and fishing. It is something that, the reason I want to do it is it's something I'm passionate about. Like, I love fishing and hunting. It's fun. Really love fishing, just saying. And I feel like something that I genuinely enjoy and know a lot about is something you guys might enjoy. So I figured I would love to do something like that. Thank you. That was a great question. Also from Kanye East. Thoughts on Queen Boom? Queen Boom and BB are the exact same card. Now, Queen Boom has received a nerf already, which is why people aren't using her over BB. But BB's nerf is due, and I would expect to see something with him in the very near future. He's just one of those cards that honestly can't be left alone for much longer. He is pretty much controlling the meta right now, him and Cypher. It's just that simple. Question. Let's move into the next question. Favorite 3 views. I'm not sure what this question means, Kanye East. I'm assuming you're talking about movies. I would think. So my favorite 3 movies of all time, and it's in this order. It's Jurassic Park, because I grew up on Jurassic Park. I love dinosaurs. Little nerd fact about me. Longest Yard, because I love that comedy. That's just a really good comedy. And I also really like Godzilla. The new one, especially the old 2000 one, wasn't great. Top 3 dinos, also from Kanye East. That one's actually pretty simple for me. My favorite all time has been the T-Rex. I know more about T-Rexes than just about anybody who is not a paleontologist. That is actually a true fact. Not even joking. Second favorite is probably the Therizinosaurus. If you don't know what that is, it was a dinosaur that had 3-foot claws, and it was a herbivore of all things. And the last but not least would be the Megalodon. I know technically some people think it's just a shark, but it is more than a shark. It is also a prehistoric animal. Favorite cereal from Kanye East. Favorite cereal. That's a tough one. Honestly, I love Lucky Charms. Stay away from me, Lucky Charms. It's not just a saying. No, I really do like Lucky Charms. That was kind of, I don't know why, but like my childhood, that was the one. It was Lucky Charms. I love Lucky Charms. No real reason, just Lucky Charms. Maybe it was the Leprechaun. But yeah, no, Lucky Charms, 100%. Great question. Let's move into the next one. Can you show us your car? Yes, I can do that, Jaren. Well, it's not really a car, it's a truck. It's a pick-em-up truck. It's a pick-em-up truck, Jaren. But yes, we can do that in the maybe one of the truck talks. You guys might enjoy that. We get to see the vehicular. Yeah, we can do that. I don't see why not. We can do that. I don't see why not. I'm just like thinking about it. I'm like, how do I want to do that? Because it's a little tricky. Let's move into the next question. Thank you for your question, Jaren. How did I meet Kate from Kanye East? I actually met Kate at the rec center. For those of you guys who don't know, I teach kids sports at the rec center in my free time because I enjoy working with kids. Kids are a lot of fun. I teach half pints and like 1st and 2nd grade and 3rd and 4th. I do basketball mostly, but I've also done baseball and soccer. I do love basketball and volleyball. Those are my 2 favorite sports. And then football is a close 2nd and 3rd. They're probably interchangeable. Great question. Let's move to the next one. What is my 3 dream trucks from Kanye East? This is actually pretty interesting. So I would love to do a custom build on a F350. I think F350 is, I love the body, I love the motor. I think that is a fun truck with a lot of potential to build. Second one that I would love to own would be a Gurkha. If you guys don't know what a Gurkha is, it's a company owned by Ford, and they basically make armored vehicles, and it is awesome. And then last but not least, I would love to build a Ford Lightning. Literally the fastest accelerating truck from factory ever made. I think that'd be amazing. 3 favorite console games from Kanye East. That list is actually pretty simple. It's Gears of War. I love Gears of War. That's really the game that got me into playing console games, because Gears of War is just incredible. Ark, Survival Evolved. I love Ark Survival Evolved. Still love Ark Survival Evolved. I mean, dinosaurs, man. What more do I need to say? It's dinosaurs. And then last but not least, it's Overwatch. Overwatch has a very special place in my heart because it's the first game that I ever really got good at. And it was just something, yeah, you know. Favorite Pokemon? Ninetales. That's simple. I love Ninetales. I think that's the cool one. Mewtwo's great too, but that's because that was like the first Pokemon movie, and it was also one that I watched. I never got really big into collecting Pokemon cards. Like there was a point where I had them, and then kind of a point where they phased out, and you know, I still got a lot of original cards that probably have some pretty good value. So we'll have to check that out sometime. Thank you for your question. Next question. Caleb Space, what is the best deck you built? It depends on the meta that you're talking about, Caleb. Right now, I'm kind of flirting with a couple of really good lineups. Personally, I think that Queen Unicorn, Sejeki-chan, BB, Cypher, and Hannibal right now is as close to meta as you're going to get. You could put Blot in there for Cypher. But honestly, Cypher's just so good right now. There really isn't any workaround for how good he actually is. Great question. Let's move on to the next one. From Jiren, do you use money for buying cards when you were sweat in frag? Yes and no. So whenever I originally was like trying super hard in frag, like I don't try anymore. All the stuff you see is just actually my fun mode, just to kind of put it into perspective for you. I used to do it because I wanted the new cards. That was the only time you'd ever find me spending money, was if I wanted a new card so I could test them out and do a video on them and get a head start on learning that card before anybody else, because you weren't able to win them back then. Great question. Who has better skins, the guys or girls in frag? The girls. Girls' skins are so much better, minus the blot skin. Like almost all of them are better. Realistically, like truthfully, it's just that simple. They look better, the aesthetics are better, the animation's better. It's just that simple. Minus the blot skin. Really no workaround for it. But good question nonetheless. Let's move in to the next one here. By the way, guys, hope you guys are enjoying the gameplay. I recorded this earlier. This is going to be a long video, but it was fun. Kanye, what do you want to play frag? Like the beta and stuff, was it on ad? What made me want to play frag? That's a good question, actually. So I played PUBG actually competitively, tournament play for a while. And I got kind of bored with it because PUBG went through a phase early on where it got really bad with hackers. Now, of course, frag is going through that phase now, which is sad. But PUBG kind of phased out, so I saw this game and I'm like, well, that seems interesting. So I signed up for beta. It turned out the beta was live, and I was like, oh, yeah, whoa, I'm going to start playing this, and I ended up loving it. That's how I started frag. Show us your pets, and shout out for Caleb. Melvin, I have a lot of pets. I have Scribbles. She is a Great Pyrenees. I have Shadow. She is a Burmese. Mountain Dog, and Great Pyrenees, also a doggy. I have two cats, Scarlet and Snowball. Snowball is all white, that is why she's called Snowball. Scarlet is kind of black with stripes. And I have like 30 fish. Those are the animals. I love the animals. They really do, they're great. Snowball's my buddy. Kuzan, what would you wish for the future in frag? I'd like to see them fix their game. Put it in a nutshell. I honestly believe that a lot of frag server issues are due to how much RAM the game uses, and I think they should really look into addressing this and fixing their AI. I think a RAM reduction would greatly help their game, and I think that's something that they can do. There's no reason that frag should be taking 2.7 gigabytes to run, especially when games like Call of Duty only take 600 megabytes. It's just that simple. But great question. Thank you, Kuzan. Last one, Queen Unicorn, what's in your card? Describe how you would make a card like design male, female, and would it be broken or strong? Okay, so I would, I honestly don't really care about the card's gender. If I were to make a card, I would make it have a really high ceiling. What I mean by that is a highly skilled card. Like if somebody really wanted to put the time into it, they could get ridiculous value out of the card, but you would have to master the card to get that volume. So I wouldn't want it to be OP, but I would also like it to have like a really high ceiling. So it's a really interesting question. I really like that question. Great question, Kanye East. Let's move into the next one. What made you want to start YouTube from gaming for life? Honestly, YouTube was kind of just becoming big whenever I was in high school and late middle school, early high school, and I was seeing all these people playing games and having fun and interacting with people. And I was like, dude, looks like a lot of fun. And so I kind of gradually worked up, and really got an opening to do so with mobile gaming. I did some PC streaming for a while, but it was a dream of mine, and it's still kind of a dream. But it's like incredible to see how far we've come. Thank you for your question. Minecraft, Frag, Overwatch, or Fortnite from Jiren Bijou. Overwatch out of that list is the one game that will always hold a spot in my heart, as is Frag. Those two games are my favorite out of that list by far. One for PC, one for mobile. But those are fantastic. All those games are really good, truthfully. But that's just kind of where I'm at with it, because those games have a special place for me, and they mark a special point, you know? Great question. Thank you. From a Sean Gaming question, what is your most embarrassing moment? That's a tough one to answer on the spot, especially whenever I only have 30 seconds to answer. I honestly don't know what my most embarrassing moment is. It's really, really tough. I'd have to think about that, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to come up with something in 30 seconds. Most embarrassing moment? Like, I'd have to specify. You're talking about like gaming in general. What are you talking about with that? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see if I can answer it better for you. Thank you for your question, Sean.
Base is under attack.
Please tell me, when did the new skins for Hawkeye coming from Yash Vanch? I have no idea. that's the short answer. My suspicion is we'll probably get a couple Thanksgiving skins, and we'll get Christmas skins. So my guess would be somewhere around those times is whenever you'll start to see the potential for a Hawkeye skin. He is due for one, so I'm sure he is pretty high on the list. But I cannot guarantee that he will be out in either of those. That's just my suspicion and hunch. Great question. Thank you for your time. Let's do another one, shall we? This will probably be the last one. JJ Vlogs, why do you think there's so much pay-to-win players in Frag? Because people want to be good. And if people don't want to put the time in to gain the skill, they level up their cards super high, and then it's much easier. You don't need as much skill, obviously, if you have level 16 cards and you're facing level 12 cards. You just need to be able to use your card's ridiculous health pool. But I will say there's a plus and a minus to both sides of this coin, and it's just kind of one of those weird spots that you have to figure out which is best for you. I would always tell somebody to truly master a card, you have to play them at least 10 levels. From GN, what do you think should be the king something character since there's a queen? I do think there should be. I'm actually surprised there isn't like a King Arthur style character in the game, GN. That'd be a really good idea, and it's something that I could see Frag doing. Yeah, I could 100,000,000% see that. That'd be interesting. I don't know why they don't have that. They definitely should. I completely agree. Never really thought about that. Great question. Great question. Thank you. Next question. From Shub Sarkar. Hey Space, what do you tell Frag? What do you like, and also what the changes you would make? What do I like about Frag? Honestly, I love the match style. I love the way the matches play out with the 5v5 and the 1v1 real players versus the 5v5 with the AI. I like the way that the game mechanics work, but what would I change? I would fix the servers. You guys will notice something in these videos here. I'm going from 20 ping for one match to 300 ping, even though I haven't left the same server, and it makes zero sense. But that's the thing that I would fix in Frag. Thank you for your question. From Kanye, what kind of truck do you got? I have a Ford F-150. It is blue. It's a good truck too. I do really like my truck. There's something about a truck that that feels good. I don't know what it is. Like, I've had cars, a lot of cars. I've had 1, 2, 3, 4 cars. One fast car, one kind of all-terrain car, and one kind of efficient car. But the truck feels better. I don't know how else to explain it. But thank you for your question. Great question. Let's move into the next one. Do you have a girlfriend? Yes, I do, Jan. She is my better half. I won't say her name, but some people know it. But yes, I do. We've been dating for 4 years, something like that. I think. Yeah. She's gonna get mad if she sees that. I can't remember. That'll be funny. Okay, let's move into the next question, shall we? Thank you for your question. I appreciate it. Let's bring on the next one. If you could buff Longshot, how would you do? The thing I would do with Longshot, I would change his ultimate completely. Longshot needs the ability to defend himself at close range, and he does not have that right now. And that's something that he needs. So I would strongly say I would change his ultimate ability to where it is a close range ult, and it enables him to defend himself whenever cards get close, because that's the meta. The meta is get cards to the other towers, and Longshot does not have the ability to be efficient when cards are close. Now, he does do a lot of damage at range, but that is something that, honestly, his aiming mechanics is a little weird. Great question. And yeah, so guys, thank you so much. This will be my last match that you're seeing on the screen right now. Yeah, thank you for your questions. I really do appreciate it, and thank you for participating in it as well. That is wonderful. Yeah, it's just, honestly, I felt like it'd be fun to answer questions for you guys, and maybe we'll do this a bit more. Maybe once a month we'll do a Q&A with you guys. If we get a lot of questions, I'll probably have to limit it to like 1 question per person, but you guys know. And like I said, I do know that this is a longer video. I apologize for that. I just felt that there was going to be a lot of questions, and I felt it would be fun to answer them all. So thank you. And I guess what we'll do to finish this out is we'll do a little bit of broadcast, because you guys seem to enjoy that, and it is a bit fun for me to do as well. Let's get in here. Get the announcer voice out. BB pops all, keeps the Lucha up on his feet. Tankbot, meanwhile, trying to hit the tower. BB has countered him with 2 great shots from the BB, and Tankbot goes down. Queen Unicorn is looking at a card to the right. Who could it be? If I had to guess, it is, yes, it is Miss Bunny, still on the blue team side of the field. BB has decided to ignore Miss Bunny to issue the tower command and start to attack the Queen Unicorn. He's going to pop his all here to keep himself alive. Queen Unicorn tries to make him taste the rainbow, but the ultimate heals from BB keep him alive. Lucha, meanwhile, is completely lost, looking for the tower. He's like, wait, what? Lucha clearly does not have much of a brain left from being dead for so long. Meanwhile, BB now is destroying the tower. Red team has decided they are going to ignore the fact that both of their towers are getting destroyed right now and focus on the blue team's tower. Bold move, Cotton. I hope it pays off for him. That is right, Steve. I don't know why blue team would ignore the defensive hold. They always need to play defense. It's something that almost all the good players tell you. If you do not know when to rotate back, you will lose a lot of matches. And as you can see, BB has just destroyed the tower. Steve saw this coming. It was just very, very predictable. And it's just kind of one of those things. Now BB has popped the heal. Lucha at full health, Ronan at full health, and BB's going to frag out here to end this game as Queen Unicorn's about to fall. Queen Unicorn goes down. BB and the rest of the tanks get on the tower. It is a race, and that is not a race that you will win. GG's to that guy. I hope you guys enjoyed. Everyone, thank you so much for sticking with me this long. I know this was a long video. Y'all are legends, and I will see you next time. Have a fantastic night, everybody. Bye-bye.